late 1960s, Millard and Linda Fuller left their million-dollar lifestyle, sold all of their possessions, and joined the ministry of a Christian community in Americus, Georgia. Koinonia Farm offered the Fullers a place to apply the practical teachings of Christ. One in particular was a ministry in housing. It was here at Koinonia Farm that Millard Fuller began building model homes on a no-profit, no-interest basis, thus making homes affordable to families with low incomes. Along with other homeowners, each family was expected to participate in the labor of building their home and that of others as well. After testing a housing project in Zaire in 1973, Millard, along with his wife and children, returned to the States, convinced that the housing project would flourish, and thus the basic model of Habitat for Humanity was born. In over 30 years, Habitat for Humanity has housed over 1 million people in the United States, Asia, and Africa. Habitat has grown to be a vital part of disaster relief, and with the endorsement of President Jimmy Carter in the mid-'80s, the organization has catapulted into mainstream America. The volunteers have multiplied, and youth involvement has grown tremendously. In 1992, President Clinton and Vice President Al Gore worked on a Habitat home in Atlanta, Georgia, and in that same year, the first Habitat for Humanity Restore opened in Austin, Texas. The popularity and notoriety of Habitat continued when in 1997, Oprah Winfrey launched her Build an Oprah House project, followed in 1999 by the First Lady's Build initiative. The ministry that Millard Fuller began in 1976 has grown into a mighty force for eliminating substandard housing and homelessness in this nation and in the world. Mr. Fuller believed that every man, woman, and child should have a simple, decent, affordable place to live in dignity and safety. Brunswick County Habitat for Humanity strives to offer that to our citizens. We recently talked with Gary Knapp about our local chapter of Habitat and what it offers to our community.
Basic mission and goal is to ensure that every citizen in Brunswick County has a decent place to live. It's our dream to eliminate poverty housing and to positively impact the lives of deserving families. As I mentioned, we started off back in 1994 as a very, very small affiliate, and for the first 10 years, we averaged a house a year. We're proud to say and happy to say that since the last 4 years, we've been building as many as 4 to 5 houses each year, which is quite an accomplishment for the growth of this affiliate. And that's due mainly towards the involvement of the community, our business partners, and the volunteers that support our particular activities. One of the things we're particularly proud about is what we've accomplished over the last couple of years in helping make people realize the importance of providing housing, low-income housing for the residents of our particular county. If you take a look at the building boom over the last couple of years, it's been primarily in middle to upper income. Very little attention is being placed to the below income level individual who really can't afford to qualify for a mortgage. So it's our job to help these individuals along the way. And there has been a recognition within the county administration, the county commissioners, and the citizens of Brunswick County as to the need for affordable housing. And we're part of that initiative, part of that effort. Also, we're excited about some sub-programs we've developed. Now, not only are we providing homes for families with a mortgage-free loan, we're also getting involved in rehabilitation work, where we're primarily working in conjunction with senior resources to construct and rehab and fix homes that are in need of repair for senior citizens, primarily on fixed incomes. These folks don't qualify for Habitat homes, so this is our way of spreading the wealth a little bit more. So we put money aside and use the labor from our construction team to go out there and rehab homes. And that's a new initiative on our behalf, and we're really proud of what we've been able to accomplish with that effort.
The organization is not just comprised of the volunteers who build houses. Before a build begins, a family has to be chosen. A selection committee comes together and reviews applications before a decision is made.
If a family would like to apply for a Habitat host, they need first to make a pre-application. These pre-applications can be obtained from the Habitat office on Long Beach Road, or they can go online and get a pre-application, or they can call the office and have the pre-application mailed to them. The phone number at the Habitat office is 454-0007. They may call that number and get a pre-application. After they've filled out the pre-application and returned it to the office, they will then be invited to attend a seminar that is given by the Family Selection Committee.
The potential Habitat homeowner is chosen by the Family Selection Committee through an evaluation process of some of the criteria. At the same time, the ultimate decision is made by the Board of Directors upon the recommendation of the Family Selection Committee. And we go through several criteria that Pat will help us elaborate.
Requirements that must be met for a Habitat home are that you must have lived in Brunswick County for 1 year. You also must show a need for housing. Like the house that you're presently living in is not structurally safe, or it may have issues which cause health concerns. There may be overcrowding for the number of people in your family, or the cost could be beyond what you can really afford for the income that you have. Another thing is you must meet the financial criteria. You must have a stable job, which we can see should last for a number of years. You must show that you meet your bills and pay them on time. You have not declared bankruptcy in the last 2 years, and that you are in control of any debts that you may have. You also must be very willing to partner with Habitat, and that means you must fill out an application. It needs to be filled out completely. You must be willing to do sweat equity hours, and for a couple, 500 sweat equity hours are required, and for a single individual, 300 sweat equity hours are required.
The need and the ability to pay are really the guts of the decision-making process. The need must be there, and the ability to pay must be there, because it is still a mortgage. And unfortunately, we're not a temporary housing ministry. We are a home ministry, so it has to meet all the criteria of a long-term mortgage. So the need and the ability to pay is probably the two more critical criteria.
Once the family has been chosen, the building process can begin. Community volunteers do all of the work on a Habitat home. These volunteers are crucial to the home building process.
Hi, I'm Darby Whitlow. I was Director of Human Services for a city in Virginia. And I've been working with Habitat for approximately 7 years. And one thing you need to do when you retire is have something to do, and I didn't. So I met a couple of guys, and they asked me if I wanted to work. So I've helped build about 20 houses since then. And we really enjoy it. We have a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot too. I've learned how to do ceramic tile, which I didn't know before. So along with that, one of the toughest jobs is roofing. So all of us try to stay out on that day, because I didn't realize I have a new respect for roofers now.
I think this is a really special opportunity to be able to do this. It's a part of a worldwide organization. It has some religious background, which I kind of like too. Very good group of men to work with. I think we have like 18 or 20 guys that some of them are very, very highly qualified workers, and some of them, like myself,